Hello friends, in this specific video or in further video lectures, we are going to start with a series of video tutorials that is on Python language. So in this introductory video, I'm just going to discuss what Python is, what are its features, what its history is, and what is the scope of Python in the future. So let us start with some specific introduction. If we are talking about Python, it's basically a programming language. You must have heard about different programming languages before, like C, C++, Java, JavaScript, and so on. So this is also a programming language, but it is basically, you can say it's an interpreted, interactive, object-oriented, extensible programming language. So it do have, say, the features of some interpreted languages like PHP and some compiler-based languages like Java and C++. So it do contain the maximum benefits of different languages that we haven't heard till yet. The writing programs in Python is basically very easy. That any particular person who have learned in a basic way of programming, who do have the knowledge of basic programming skills, can easily write Python programs. It is easily available and in very small effort we can write programs in Python. The design philosophy emphasizes code readability and its syntax allows programmers to express concept in fewer lines of codes. That, as we will discuss earlier, if you are writing codes in C++ or Java, comparison to those languages, the line of codes that you will use to write programs in Python will be very less. So in that way, using a very short programs, very less line of codes, you can create or you can write a very effective programming in Python. So if we discuss about some specific features of Python, we'll say it's a simple language. That means it's very easy to learn Python. Reading a good Python program is something like reading an English language or something that you do. Uh, its pseudocode nature allows one to concentrate on the problem rather than the language. That means you are totally concentrating on the work that you are going to do. If you are talking about the learning process of Python, it's very easy to learn. When in the next few videos, when you will come to the basic concepts of how we are going to write programs in Python, you will see that how easily we can write programs in Python. It's free and open source, freely available. It do have some communities, that is Python community, through which it is being maintained, and it is freely distributed and open source. So you can freely download it from the Python website. It's a high level language as Java and many other languages we have learned so far. It is basically having all the features that a high level language do have. So it do have the concept of memory management, object orientation programs, and all other things. So it do follow that kind of category. It's portable. That means generally, if you say about the interpreter that Python follows, there are variety of operating systems that do have uh, the support for Python interpreters. So once we create programs in Python, we can easily port it to any other operating system or any other platform. So portability is a very important concern in case of modern programming, and Python supports portability very easily. And next feature is interpreted. The programs, Python basically follows, do have the concept of interpreters in that one. So you can directly run your program straight from the source code. So Python programs are converted into bytecodes, and then it will be converted to the native platform language in which you are working. So you just copy over your code into another system, as it do have specific, you say, the interpreters for different operating systems. So you simply have to copy your code to that system, and automatically all the Python programs will work in that particular platform. As we have discussed earlier, all the Python is basically object oriented, so we can create object oriented programming using Python, as well as it also supports procedural programming. Then we can easily import the code of different other programs into you say the Python programs, as well as if you are writing some Python programs, you can directly embed it to any other programs. In that way, extensibility is there, and these programs are embeddable. You can embed these Python programs to non-Python programs directly. It do follow some extensive libraries for regular expressions, for document generations, CGI, FTP, internet programming, then zip and wave and cryptography formations, and then machine learning, artificial intelligence. So lot of area, a broad area is there in which you can create Python programs, and for that it support extensive libraries that we can directly use, and then we can work over those libraries in Python programming. The same, if we talk about the history and the timeline of Python. So initially, Python was conceived in year 1980s, and in 1991, the first version of Python, that is 0.9.0, was published, and after that, it continuously reaching to the mass through alternate sources. In January 1994, the version 1 was released, in which some specific modifications were performed, like functional programming tools, lambda, map filter, were implemented in that language, as well as user base is going to be increased continuously after this version. In 1995, Python 1.2 was released, and by the version of 1.4, Python has several new features like keyword arguments were there. It was similar to the list programming that it was using, built-in support for complex numbers, and basic form of data hiding through name angling. So these were the basic features that was being added in 1.4. And after that, there was a initiative that was being taken by Python community, that was computer programming for everyone, CP4E, the concept, and that will basically use for accessibility of programming by a lot of people with basic literacy. Like if someone is having the basic knowledge of English, or some specific general math skills for some jobs, they can easily accessible this kind of programming for them. This particular project was funded by DARPA, and it's basically inactive as of 2007, as there was not so much concern to get employees programming literate. So in 2000, Python 2.0 was released, in which we have it was introduced some list comprehensions, which was similar to Haskell's, and it introduced the garbage collection process that we do as we do with other high-level languages like Java. In 2001, Python 2.2 was released. It included some unification of types and classes into one hierarchy, and they have some generators were added, which have function like iterative behavior. And then finally, Python 3.0, which is currently growing on, that was basically released on December 3, 2008. And the basic guiding principle of Python 3 was reduce features duplication by removing old ways of doing things. In this specific version onwards, they Python community have totally changed the way people were writing programs till yet in Python language. So from Python 3.0 onwards, there was a lot of changes you will see in Python language developments and all. If we say about what is the future of Python, then as per the record of the popularity of different languages in year 2007, you can see that Python was one of the most popular language among all the viewers, all the persons who have voted for that one. So from here, you can see what is the scope of Python in future. So if you are new to Python, if you are going to learn Python, if you are willing to learn Python, then you are in a right way, and you should keep continue with all the further concepts and all the further ways of writing and learning the resources of Python. So guys, this one is enough for today. In the next video lecture, we will discuss how we are going to install Python in your operating system, because without installing Python, you cannot work on that one. So we will discuss how we are going to install that particular programming language in that specific operating system in which we are going to work on, or we are going to read further lectures. So till then, keep watching, keep subscribing. Thank you very much.